Hi everyone, my name is Ruth Nitkiewicz. I'm a librarian working at Queensland Parliament. I'm presenting from Meanjin, Brisbane, and I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we live and work, the Turrbal and the Yagara people. And we pay our respects to elders past and present. My presentation today is Point of Order. It's about implementing Vernon CMS at Queensland Parliament, a system which we've had for just over 2 years now. Queensland Parliament has accumulated numerous items in its heritage collections over the years. We have artwork, furniture, cutlery and crockery, and all these objects have made their way into the collections and have been managed in various systems over the years, which we were looking to update. For instance, there was a paper-based register of artworks, then there was an asset management system based in an Access database, and then a SharePoint site. So compared to other institutions, our collection isn't huge. We have about 700 artworks, about 100 objects, including clocks, sculptures, and busts. It's our furniture collections, though, that entail the most work. It consists of about 1,300 items, including bookcases, chairs, and tables. And some of these items move around frequently and need to be inventoried each year. We needed a system that could unify our diverse collections while delivering stronger provenance records, richer artist and maker details, and more reliable movement tracking. And provenance was a critical requirement. Our previous systems at Queensland Parliament never connected the information stored in our hard copy files, such as acquisition details and donations and artist biographies, with the digital records. And this left valuable data siloed and difficult to access, making retrieval time-consuming. Movement tracking posed similar challenges, particularly for loans. While Parliament rarely loans items out, we do hold some works from the Queensland Art Gallery on long-term loan, and these details were buried in paper files, and few current staff even realised certain artworks were in fact loans. And this often led to confusion when queries arose. For an example, when we get queries about this 19th century portrait of a prominent Queensland businessman, which is hanging in the Lucinda Bar, we'd be repeatedly asked about it despite it being a loan, and visitors on a tour of the building would see the portrait, which is quite large and impressive, and ask our attendants which member of Parliament it was. And this would lead to some confusion as the attendants didn't even know it was a loan, let alone the subject person. It had been there for that long. Our artwork selection process isn't managed through a central committee. Requests can be received from the Speaker, the Clerk of the Parliament, and the Members of Parliament. Sometimes these requests have tight deadlines, and in the past it could be tricky locating suitable works, as the information in the previous system was sometimes a bit light. For instance, we sometimes only had the artwork title to go by when trying to find something, and this could be pretty unreliable, as you can imagine. It's the Property and Facilities team at Parliament that are responsible for the management of the artwork, furniture and object collections. The Parliamentary Library, where I work, through Vernon CMS, provides information management support for the collections with cataloguing and reporting assistance. An example of the types of requests that can be received includes when a former member passes away, the Speaker wants to put something together to commemorate them, and sometimes that includes putting their portrait on display. And we need to know which members have a portrait because not all of them do, and we need to quickly know where the portrait is. Is it on display already? Is it hanging up somewhere in the building? Or is it in storage? And we also need to know how long items have been on display too. We've had situations where original materials were on display for such long periods it actually led to some degradation of the item's quality due to light damage. We've also enjoyed other benefits since implementing Vernon CMS. Better recording of subject relationships has allowed us to track and explore which members are featured in our portrait collections, but also which members feature in the Parliamentary Library's archive and manuscripts collection. For instance, which members made book requests in our members' suggestion book. It allows us to build an interesting profile of that member and their time in Parliament. A major win for us has been the ability to showcase our collections online. Queensland Parliament has previously used its website to highlight significant items in the collection, but the format of the website has always been too limiting to show the full range of materials. Also, Queensland Parliamentary Library isn't open to the public, so our catalogue is only accessible within the organisation. So we've never been able to showcase the library's holdings to the public either. We've incorporated a bit of customisation in the Vernon browser. We've included the subject person's biography in the main object detail in the Vernon browser record for artworks. This is especially beneficial for the Premier's portrait collection as it provides some background about the subject person that you're viewing. And the library's also found it very helpful to use Vernon's ability to record hierarchical relationships between related materials. So, for example, the Joint Library Committee minutes and the correspondence of the committee. This is not something we've been able to do previously in our library catalogue, but Vernon CMS has allowed us to document archival series and the related administrative history of the committee. We reckon Vernon Browser is pretty excellent for viewing standalone objects and small groups of objects in one record. And in Queensland Parliament, we've been pretty excited to use the system to catalogue our parliamentary archives, as I was just mentioning. Recently, the Parliamentary Library was successful in nominating our 1883 Analytical and Classified Catalogue of the Parliament of Queensland to the Australian UNESCO Memory of the World Register. We uploaded the digitised versions of the catalogue and a series of supporting materials like the Members' Suggestion Book from 1860 to our Vernon browser. It is challenging displaying large books in the browser due to the 50 megabyte limit for PDF files. We opted to break our PDFs into smaller chunks so that we could display the items that were part of the UNESCO nomination. So, next steps. Queensland Parliament, we hope to incorporate RFID tracking with Vernon CMS to help speed up our stock take activities. And we're also planning to upload more collections to the online browser. A particular focus will be our regional artwork collection and the Symbols of Parliament collection, which includes things like the mace and the Speaker's chair, chandeliers and Victorian stained glass windows. And soon we'd also like to implement an intranet version of the browser to facilitate internal searching by incorporating more information in a user-friendlier interface. This would be really, really helpful for our research team and our facilities managers who aren't quite as adept at using the Vernon database just yet. And from the library's perspective, we've got this thing on our wish list right now, incorporating our transcripts of text-based collections so that they're viewable alongside the digitised copies. Some of the materials are quite old and the handwriting is very, very difficult to decipher, and it takes a lot of work to transcribe that writing, and we'd love to include that transcription alongside to help enhance the intelligibility of the text. I just want to say thank you for listening today. And if you'd like to explore our online collections, please follow the URL. And yeah, thanks for listening. Thanks for having me.